me show y'all something real quick, okay? So, rotors. That's not normal, huh? Rotor's still in there. So, this is off a Kia. I'm just working today, just talking, just doing what I'm doing, but yeah. Oh, it looks pretty. So yeah, I'm doing a couple brake jobs for a neighbor, good friend today, and I just thought I'd tune it in. This camera might die early, so it's just me talking, but yeah, news is crazy. Iran going off the charts. Everybody's freaking out about it. Well, I don't really know what to say. I'm kind of confused about a lot of it, so I just kind of keep my mouth shut. But some people support it, some people don't. Realistically, nobody even knows what's going on. So I'm like, I don't know, bro. I can't tell you that it deeply saddens me to see the loss. Gas prices are way up. That's for dang sure. I saw that and I was like, sheesh. Over here in Oregon, almost $5 a gallon. Huh? What's going on? Trying to get past that whole hump here. I've had my own hurdle, of course, but you see, in order to do rotors in the back here, you have to remove this here in order to get the bracket bolt. So we're going to take those out and do this here. But I don't think it's a 14. It might. Yeah, it is a 14. Okay. I'm going to get myself a bigger leverage bar here. 17 on one side, 19 on the other. Check this out. Okay. I just kind of did these, so until I replace pads in them not too long ago, so we're kind of messing around to get this out. But, it's just easier for me this way, so we're gonna push the bolt through. Slightly, so we can see in there it's probably a 14. Let's see. Yeah, it's 14. Can method, but okay. There's one bracket bolt right there. The other one, I can't get it with this, so I need to use that. I've been taking many jobs right now. It's slow in Salem, so I'm catching up on taxes and all that crap. Deadline's coming soon, so you know how it is. Second bracket bolt, same size. So up here, I'm gonna take off our dead piece here. Shoes look warm, but they're not that warm. So. Okay. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is install a new rotor here. Like this. Hey man, how you doing?
3656A.
A, that's downstairs around the corner there.
Oh,
so, yep. But it's around the corner from the laundry room. So, yep. It'll probably need shoes in the future. But we're just gonna run it how it is now. see, I use impacts for these to get them in and out. Okay, it's in. So you can use a impact punch for it. Impact drivers, you can use those if you want to. It works. I'll wash it. So yeah, these are easy, but yeah, these I put pictures up of these on my social, and I was like, bro, these are probably some of the worst rotors I've seen. They got worn really bad. So people that own the car though, really good people, love them, they're sweethearts. So we're just gonna run these in, okay? About that. And we're gonna run this back down in there. So what I do is I hit the edges with a little bit of PB. You can use the grease too, but just to get those back in, we're gonna use that. And we're just gonna tap on the arm a little bit. Put it in like that, okay? Your bolt goes back through the back of it. If you need to do some tappy taps, you can, but to go through the hole, just tighten and push like that. It can be a little bit troublesome because of how the bolt sits, and there's like no room back here. But if you do it this way, okay, get some threads exposed enough, you can get a bolt. Oh, there's a washer on it too, so let me get one more. I still don't really have enough threads, so let me keep pushing. That might do it. It's just hard to, a lot of times you can just punch the bolt through, but there's no room on this. So you want to get enough, you can just spin it real quick. I got my 17 on there. Okay. Like I said, I've already greased this, so I'm not going to focus on grease really, but I do have to push back a caliper for a little bit. So this tool from OEM with an old pad works really well. I've had this for a few months. You can get them on Amazon for dirt cheap. That's where I got mine. I think it was maybe $10. It was pretty freaking cheap. I got on a dang good deal. So let's push back. You can push them back with a wrench too if you want to. So you can push them back like this. But if you don't have if you can't get them back far enough, slide this tool in. Okay. It's pretty handy. I like them. I use these for dang near. I've used them for dual piston, but I'll use two of them. Or sorry, I'll use a C-clamp on one side, and I'll use this. And they make double pads or double piston spreaders too. Okay. Put the outers back in. Okay. Make sure your brake line is not twisted. I'm gonna go over. This pin, I've had a lot of problems with these pins when I did them last. Where this one's good, this one's sticking again. So let's see, they freely move. So I'll take it. Yeah, these ones, we got it ran down to some. So yeah, the back brakes on these aren't really that bad. If they're seized up, they can be kind of a pain. Otherwise, they're really not. But before you tighten down, tighten both of them in. Okay. Bend this line out the way a little bit. Okay. Don't forget your dust plug. Take them out of the old rotors, get them in there so you don't have contaminants going into the shoes. It's important, okay? I didn't spray these either. Usually I'll spray them. This time I didn't spray them, mainly because there was I don't want to take the shoes apart and have to re-grease everything until I do shoes. So it looks good. Okay, we're good. Yeah. So once again, it's pretty bad, bro. Ouch. See, so we got a tire off here. First thing I'm going to do is loosen up these caliper bolts. Okay. 14mm. This is a Kia Sedona, so pretty sure the Optima and everything else uses the same type of setup, just a little different. It's brakes, so we're just going to drag this up over and stick it up in the subframe right there, the suspension, just to hold it. So I do recommend hit this with PB, even just a little bit, okay? You will thank me later. Usually not a news guy, so it's kind of weird, but we're watching a walk. Kind of seeing what's going on out there. Okay. Back this one out once again. Grab a punch and just light tap it through. Okay, got that bolt out. So from here, let's take some pads out of this. Okay. This is my punch. Something to try. Okay. Front back's out. Once again, go from underneath. Tap the arm lightly, bring it up. Okay. 14. This round at AC Delco, I've been a little harder on it this time than my first one. A lot of it is I've been putting the durability to test with them. The first one I bought was my fault, bro. I pinched it against a 4R100 tail shaft and busted it. But now that's you get your bracket off. Once again, we got to take a dust plug out. But we're going to run this set screw out here, okay? You can use an impact driver by hand if you need to. I just do it this way because it's quicker. So, you can see this one's a bit stuck on. So, we're going to give some taps. Okay. If you need to, and this won't come off, the dust plug in here, if you open that and you spin it around, you should be able to get to the cog. It's the tensioner for the shoes, and you can use tension on the shoes to get them off if you need to. Just hit this a little bit. Whew. Getting stoned off the fumes, too. You pay attention to your set screw there. And you want to have an area next to it where you can run this, okay? Run a set screw back in. Okay. A lot of people will not run them in with impact and a screwdriver. That's fine too, because you can mess up the hole in there. If these get stripped out, okay, you can pound a torque socket into it and back them out. That's a little trick that I tell people. Instead of using an easy out, you can use, like, say that's stripped out, you can use like a T25 Torx and tap it in there and run it out with an impact. That's just a little trick, but I recommend replacing them if they send you replacements. In this case, they did not, but it is what it is. So we're gonna put a dust plug back in there, okay? Okay. Our bracket back in there, okay? Like this. Okay, here's one. So, our 14 back in, okay? Tighten it down just a little more. Throw the top one in. Okay, got that. And you can see it through here. I'm going to use an outer pad here. Like this. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm trying to use a can to see if I can make it a little better. But if you don't have something to compress with, you can use a wrench, okay? You push. Sometimes you can't really get it as far back as you need. So I recommend getting this tool right here. It's extremely cheap, dude. I think I got this for like maybe $10, dude. Like maybe. So you can get them at O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Walmart, wherever you want. But the OEM Tools one has held up for an entire season for me, and I haven't had any problems. And I've done quite a few breaks, even on volunteer. You know, it's helping people out that couldn't afford it to do whatever. That's kind of my thing. Is, a lot of times I'll throw in extras for people and go that way. But it's held up for me a long time now. So okay, before we get this back in, we're gonna set the arm back in place up top here, okay? So once again, little PB on the outside here, okay? And a lot of this is for rust issues, so you'll notice that there's always rust issues with every car, especially if you're in the belt or you're in salt. Okay, big bolt goes through the back. If you can't get it to line up, put it in the hole first. Tap, taps, bro. Okay, so I went too low on that one. So it's either up or down, so. I suppose you could do this, and this is just a little tip and trick for this model because of the arm, okay? You can run your punch through here, okay? Hold it like this. Just sneak a wrench through back, so just like the punch. That way. So sneak the closed end through the arm up against it and tap, and you're good. Alright, so put this back on. And 17, okay. That's back in. Our pins, they seem to be moving okay. So this one is in the inner pad. They are marked on this one, so back to that. And okay. Once again, bring it back over so you do not have any bends in your caliper in your brake line. That's the one thing you don't want, is putting it all back together and you got a bend in it. I'm trying to put it back together. So yeah, my whole opinion on the Iran war, dude, I don't really know. I don't know everything, but it definitely reveals, you know, the impacts on the economy for certain things. Yeah, they're trying to open the strait. They also got the gas issue, oil issue, all that going on. So it's kind of a mess, if you ask me. But okay, so we got our new rotors in. This one wasn't nearly as bad. The other one wore down really quick, so it was probably a stuck pin. It's a little switcheroo on the cars here, but this one, Toyota Avalon, I think it's an 04. So I'm just doing some pads on it really quick. 14 millimeters. Let's hope it goes, that everything calms down on people's lives and stake and stuff, bro. It's not something I'm too keen and happy about. Once again, I don't know much, so I'm like, well, I just know, you know, war's a tragedy. I mean, I don't know much about the international stage, but I can see that it kind of raised tensions between, you know, Russia and North Korea and all these people that aren't too happy about it. So it's like, well, allies are allies. I was waiting for that question of, well, if it was your call, what would you do? And I'm like, I see people online arguing about it. I don't really know, bro. That's why I'm not president. They asked me about it. I don't know. Okay. So today I'm going to be using On the Air product and BTAS. I'm going to be switching up product to do another review here shortly. These pins are fairly stuck, so I'm going to be hammering them out real quick. One thing and a bad thing. Some people see it as good for the economy, but I see it as people's lives at stake. So it's like, well, my outlook's way different, right? I'm not saying people in government see it that way. I'm saying some people see it that way in general, for the stock market, for this or that. It's like, well, I just see it as there's human lives at stake. So that's what I worry about, is people. You know, it's the fatal aspect of it. You know, it's war, but it's also you know, the economy on their side. It's like people, you know, have issues breathing. That ain't good. So it's one of them things. So yeah, but other than Iran, I'm worried about the food shortage. You know, gas is one thing. People got to get to work. People got stuff to do, but you know, it's like that extra hustle through this type of thing will help you. So if you like struggling out here, I know this is kind of like, yeah, but if you're struggling, you're working a 9 to 5, it doesn't hurt to go and get like 3 or 4 DoorDashes in after you get off work, and you can help pay for your gas, bro. It's just something. If I were to recommend anything, I'd recommend, you know, during this time, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Just remember that, nobody cares. So that being said, God cares, but you know, and some people care, but generally I go off of like nobody cares. If you accept it that way, then you gotta take responsibility for your grind. So when you get off work, go run 3 or 4 DoorDashes, and gas won't gouge you as bad. You gotta pay a $10.99 on it, of course, but that's beside the fact. You may not have to because you work a regular job too. And this pin, bro, this one's stuck by it. Try harder. Not be lazy about it. Oh, this is going back on no new hardware with this one, sort of throwing in old hardware. I just cleaned it up a little bit. But my advice to you, when gas prices are high like this, is run a little bit of DoorDash and pay for your gas for work. you know, 1099 you can pay it later, and you know, if you have a job, generally they'll just take it out of your taxes and deduct it, and it's a smart move. Okay. Some people would tell me while I work and I'm tired, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but you know, the truth about the matter is that, you know, the gas prices aren't going to move and nobody cares. So you can talk about it all you want, or you can act on it and make an intervention. Man, that pin, I don't like that. A lot of old crap in here, so let's see if I can get a bunch of it. And when I talk about hustle harder, you know, don't get all political with me about it. Well, it shouldn't be this way. And it's like, well, it is true, but nobody gonna really listen to you. You just spit in the wind, bro. These pistons are really bad. They're pretty rough right now, so. You can see that one up top, I hit it with some PV glass, it's bad. So the boot got tore on it. First things here. Push. Okay. Got one done. I'm gonna grab a bucket for that. But it's mainly a bucket so I can catch it. I'm gonna add some DOT in it, so it's not a big deal. Other side up right now, but a lot of what I've been trying to do is tell people, you know, help your neighbors out. Help hard times like this if you can. That's how you really get to an economy. Sort of hand like this. Okay. There we go. And these bolts in the back, they are the pins. So just be aware of that. Don't cross it anymore. Out of that now. Alright. I kind of hurt my arm today, so I'm having some issues with it. So yeah, these rear ones, uneven wear. Pins are probably not greased, so what I have been telling people, or I would want to tell people that see this, is if you go through economic hardship and everybody's going through it, what can you do for your neighbor? And someone does something for you, you pass it down. So you know, if you bake cookies or whatever, just some cookies, bro, something like that. I mean, I'm just one of them dudes, so I don't bake cookies. I burn them and they're flat. So that's what it is. So before I make any moves, kind of unstable ground here, so do what you can for them. If you can do brakes and your neighbors need brakes, see if you can help them out. You know what I mean? So there's a duality to it that people can pay for and you can pay for, and things are okay. You know, I'm not dissing shops. You know, shops are shops. You gotta go to a shop. You gotta go to a shop. But if you can help your neighbor, help your neighbor. That's right. I'm not one that's boastful or anything like that, so I'm not boasting about it. over proud about it. I'm happy to do it, but I'm not over boastful. Well, for me, it's like, well, what this cost me? Pretty much nothing, bro. I was able to do pins and do this and that. You know, it ain't much more than I'm already using. So, yeah, what's this? Maybe 2 cents? It ain't much. So you see, it's like, it don't bother me none. It shouldn't bother you either. Especially if you're buying BTAS, bro. It's cheap. Really a bad price. So for me, and you know, I cut people deals, I make my own money, so I'm not really worried about it. Even if they didn't pay me, which they did give me some, which was very nice of them. That I don't ask for money if I'm doing something volunteer. You know, if it's a neighbor like that, generally I don't charge anybody. I just help people out, give people a leg up. Maybe God. Brought to you by Break Best Ceramic. I'm not a fan of. I don't knock on O'Reilly's, okay, but I gotta think about Break Best where sometimes I will get them and their hardware don't fit. That's something. It's like if you look at this, it ain't even the right hardware, bro. These are singles and they put doubles in the package, so this is why I don't like Break Best. See, they're single clip, these are duals. They're one piece, these are two piece. That's why I don't like Break Best, is because they will give you parts and you look at them and like, this really ain't gonna fly. I don't really know why you're handling this, but okay. So we're reusing hardware. We'll grease some pads here. This really, it ain't no big thing. You take a little bit of time out your day, but it really isn't a bad deal. Just to help somebody out, save them some money. You know, take care of your brethren, you know, and take care of your fellow human. You don't do that enough. I think that the more you do that, the more that God sees you as favorable in a way. And that's not like you're looking for a gold coin. You know, that your soul's right, that you're in the right place, you know. So for me, I don't do this for no attention or no videos. I just turn the video on because I could. It's more a lesson for people to take care of your people, and people will take care of you. And even if they don't, then you know you did right in the eyes of the light and the eyes of the Lord. So you know you're good. Well, it's just a good thing to do, especially if you got, like me, if I was making like tons of money right now and I was paid out and I'm doing good, I'd be out there on Craigslist right now doing free break jobs and free work. And why? Well, what's money gonna get you? It's just a materialistic thing. You know, it's material. So if you have that material, why not give back? You know, we fail to see that a lot in society. People don't want to give back; they just want to get richer. And it's like, well, if you already got money, what are you so worried about? You know? Like, what's your problem? I don't really understand. It doesn't make that much sense to me. Well, I just see it and I'm like, well, when you think about your life one day, where if you're older, you know, what are you gonna look back on your life? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, well, I helped out a ton of people, even if they could, you know, when the country was in a hard spot, I still helped people out, you know. So a lot of people do go out there and give. I praise those people, man, that go out there and do that, because it's like, well, and you shouldn't look for my praise or anybody else's praise. You look for God's praise, you know. But the more you give back, the more fulfilled, and maybe that's where meaning can be found too. Something like this is meaningful for me. Well, what was I gonna do? I was gonna edit 3 Cats in Chip City, and I got time on that. I'm not worried about that. And it's like, well, what did you do with your time? Well, I helped a bunch of people out when I was going through it too. So I was going through it, but I was also helping people out. So it's like, well, they helped me out too. I didn't expect them to give me some money for it, so this was supposed to be, in my eyes, a volunteer thing. So for somebody to give back like that, it means a lot. And I already know people, there's certain people that do take advantage of you, but these people, they do not. They're very good people. Them, their kids, all my neighbors are I'm blessed to have good neighbors. When you're blessed to have good neighbors, you know, you can trust people around you. And that's one thing that I value with myself, with other people, is if they were in a pinch and something happened, they can knock on my door if I'm home. Or shoot me a text, and, you know, everything's good, I got you, no problem. Thanks. A lot of what it comes down to is greed. Far too much in society. Just like, well, yeah, pins are stuck up front too. Great. So rain's picking up out here a bit, but yeah, these guys have been in there a while. They're pretty bad. Let me grab a rag. Grease on it. Let's see how this one slides through. Let's see how it goes. How you feel? Pretty dang good. Oh, the bottom one's jammed. Here's trim tool and hammer. Push that one out, and it is smoked. Pretty bad. See if I can clean it up without a wire wheel, but yeah, we could probably do it. No, I have to use it. not too much, just easy as she goes, I guess. And oh, get back. You struggling? Well, we all struggle, bro. We all going through it. So I can't complain. I got you know, my list of stuff, but everybody has their own stuff here. What's going on in their lives and this and that, so some people out here on the lawn and broom, that ain't smart. I'm seeing that all too much. Oh, we do witchcraft, that ain't smart. Not these people. These people are cool. Just my neighbors are pretty chill. They don't really do too much. Well, not my immediate neighbors, but I've got some that are like down the street that are a little weird. Alright, let's install a caliper here. Alright, time for the other rears here. Learn my lesson on the other side. All I'm gonna do, shoot them this way. Pins are smoked. Looks like somebody did the pins more recently over in the back and front. Let's see what tools. Here's those first. Full pads. Just that one up here in the caliper. First, we'll clean these pins off here, okay? They don't look that bad, but we're gonna it looks like they're around low. They weren't like sticky. Some people just forget to do them, or they neglect them. So make sure you buy pin grease. After piston, okay? But yeah, help your neighbors out. It's just important, though. A lot of times you'll see, you know, there's too much rivalry out here. We got too much division already. But, you know, people need to unite in hard times, and you don't see it enough. Like, you see everybody's out for themselves, this and that. If you're doing good, bro, like you're doing alright, be thankful that you're doing alright. You know, I'm not saying that people, even if they're not less fortunate, okay, like everybody doing alright, take care of your neighbors anyway, bro. So, neighbors take care of you. You might have somebody, a neighbor that does construction, you're doing mechanic, and you can fix his car, but he'll build your deck. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that just work out for you. You never know. Bro, I done got wet out here. I don't know what happened the last hour, dude. It's like cloud cover again. I don't know. Way. this, I gotta get my tools in the dry spot and clean them off. But okay, that's in. That's in. Not too much. Don't go bust the bolts out. Not smart. Clean up around the pin a little bit here. Okay. I'm gonna throw a little bit of anti-seize on the hub here. But yeah, dude, when it comes to the Iran stuff, it seems to be sweeping the news. That everybody's worried about World War III and this and that. And it's like, I don't think we should really worry about that. I mean, maybe we should, I don't know. But I just kind of think it's like things kind of happen for a reason, in some regards. In others, it's like, well, you have to feel for people. So it's like there's always a kind of a double edge out here, you know. So that's why I always tell people, oh, I know nothing, bro. Like, nothing was going on. And I know there's more than one side to things, so I just keep that in mind. Well, a lot of times I don't really know what's going on. I'm honest about that one. People like, so you don't know nothing? Like, not really. I'm just here, bro. Like, you got no opinion? Well, I mean, opinions are best kept to myself. What's an opinion? Well, that's me only seeing one side of things too. So I don't really know what's going on.